Let's hear now from William Spindler. He's the UN's refugee agency spokesperson. He joins me now from Geneva. William, many thanks for joining us. You say this deal does not safeguard the human rights of refugees. What do you mean by this?
Well, there's many things of this deal that we have welcomed. There are many aspects that are positive. This proposal, because as your correspondent clearly stated, this has not yet been agreed, but these proposals include some very positive steps that we have been advocating for, such as increased help for refugee communities in Turkey. Turkey is hosting almost 3 million Syrian refugees, and we have been advocating for more help for Turkey. The resettlement of refugees out of Turkey into the EU and elsewhere is again something that is very positive and that we have been asking for. The problematic part of this deal is that when we say that we're going to send everybody back to Turkey without examining the possibility that some of them may be refugees and that they have a claim and the right to ask for asylum in Europe, this is for us where we have some concerns. We need to examine the cases of each person individually. If that person is not in need of international protection, then that person can be returned to Turkey. We have no objection to that. There are existing readmission agreements between Greece and Turkey. If that person is not in need of international protection, those agreements can be implemented.
Yes, but William,
that needs to be done before anybody is sent back.
But the idea of this is to stop migrants from making those dangerous journeys. I mean, knowing that they're going to be sent back to Turkey regardless of even if they make it to Greece, stop them from making those journeys?
Well, what we need to do is to manage these flows. The reality is that as long as we have a conflict in Syria, and also let's forget that we're not talking about only Syrians, there are also Afghans, there are Iraqis, there are all other nationalities. As long as you have people escaping conflict, you will have refugee flows. What we need to do is to find a way to manage these flows in a way that is respectful of international law, respectful of the rights of these people, and that at the same time provides countries with the possibility to effectively giving them assistance and protection. What we want is orderly, legal, safe ways for people to move out of countries such as Turkey, Jordan, Lebanon, that have been hosting the vast majority of refugees, to other countries. This is, in our view, the best way to go about this, not trying to stop this flow by this means.
But the reality is it's very difficult to implement such a thing. I mean, what are your ideas?
Yes, I mean, we agree. It's going to be very difficult to implement this in practice. We are asking for clarification about some of the points because we also have many questions about these proposals. And we hope that our concerns will be taken into account before the next meeting of the EU leaders next week. There's still time to come up with a solution that is workable, that respects principles of international law and European law, and that can also provide a practical solution to this situation. We recently made a series of 6 proposals to the EU last Friday, and we still hope that they will be taken into account.
Well, your idea was that these refugees should be divvied up equally within Europe. I mean, the reality is that Europe doesn't want these refugees.
Well, when you say Europe doesn't want these refugees, some countries in Europe have taken hundreds of thousands of refugees, but other countries have taken very few or none. This is what is wrong. What we want is relocation of those people who are already in Greece. At the moment, there's about 36,000 in Greece. It's manageable for Europe to relocate these refugees among the 28 countries. There's 28 countries in the EU with a combined population of 500 million people, some of the most developed and richest economies in the world. So the capacity to deal with this situation is there. Turkey has been doing its part, other countries have been doing their part, but Europe also needs to do their part. And some countries in Europe have done a lot, but others haven't. So what we'd like is a collective approach. We'd like equal responsibility of equal participation in the responsibility of taking care and protecting these refugees.
Okay, William Spindler, many thanks for your time. William, the UN's Refugee Agency spokesperson, joining us there from Geneva. Many thanks.